Today we'll be sharing hot tips on how to survive sudden fire outbreaks. Fire outbreaks can occur at any time and could arise even when people are careful, for instance, as a result of an electric spark. While nobody prays for such, it is very important to know the do's and don'ts that can save lives if such should occur. The first rule is, don't panic. Think quickly. Be calm but alert. Remember, in a raging fire, a few seconds could make all the difference. 1. Do not use elevators during a raging fire. You may feel that it's the quickest way to safety, but in such circumstances, it may be much safer to use the stairs because fire can short-circuit the elevator call button on the fire floor and therefore trap the elevator at that floor. Not good at all. An elevator, being a natural chimney, can quickly fill with smoke, and there are no windows to let the smoke out. This means people could easily get trapped in it and suffocate. Someone may say, but we have a generator. But at the period of a fire outbreak, it is very likely that even the one whose job is to put the generator on is busy on the lower floors, trying to put out the fire. So, where does that leave you if you are trapped in the elevator? One more reason why it is not always advisable to use elevators in a fire is that everyone in the building is trying to evacuate at the same time. Can you afford to wait for the elevator to go down and come back up instead of taking the stairs? Remember that the elevator will stop at each floor where the button has been pressed on its way to the ground floor, while the destructive fire and the deadly smoke that accompanies it is very busy consuming as many parts of the property as they can. Also, is it not better to leave the elevator for the fire department to use in getting their firefighting equipment up? If there's a power cut or malfunction while you are in the elevator, that means that whether you come out of that elevator safe and sound depends on whether the issue is addressed within a limited time. 2. How to know if a destructive fire is in the next room, and what to do. Before you open a door, first touch its handle or its surface to see if it is hot. If either is hot, it means there is much fire in the next room. We cook in our kitchens every time, and the door is always cold. So a hot or warm door is a sign of a fire that should be avoided if possible. It is then advisable to use a different escape route if one exists. However, if that is the only escape route, then open the door slowly, and if the fire is too much that you cannot safely pass it, close the door and use a wet cloth or duct tape to block the bottom of the door and the keyhole to prevent the toxic smoke from coming in. These techniques will buy you time and increase the chance that people will reach you in time or that you will be able to escape through the window. 3. If making an escape from a fire, close any doors behind you to slow down the advance of the fire. 4. If you must enter a smoke-filled room, stay close to the ground as the air there is cleaner. This is because the smoke rises and doesn't float around the ground. So crawl if you have to. This is important because excessive smoke inhalation can disorient people, leaving them confused, or it can even lead to loss of consciousness. If possible, cover your nose, mouth with a wet cloth, as that can filter out smoke for about a minute. These tips were culled from the Kindle book Surviving Emergencies, Tips that have saved lives in real life, written by Prince Charles Ofakaja. The contents of this video do not constitute professional advice, but rather is for information purposes only.